we kind of got into the youth segment of it, and I was curious as to how we can translate that into something a little more user-friendly, and that's what we're going to pick up on now. And I guess, BT, we talked about some of the youthful things, and I mentioned a couple of things, and I think some of the folks that's out here trying to, quote, be themselves are disconnected from that because they don't know who the heck they are. And they identify themselves, or they put themselves in categories that are mirroring what they see. There isn't nothing individual about the stuff that's going in the hood. If everybody's walking around wearing clown wear, you got to have some clown wear just to fit in. But that ain't you. And I say clown wear respectfully because some of the colors and the hair and the this and the that, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I am by no means criticizing any of it, but it baffles me. And it is clown wear. You know, lime green, pink hair, lime green sneakers, they're coordinated, but you still look like a clown. And the point is, when we try to reach the youth, are we to empathize and or accept that, or there's some other things that must be said, as opposed to, because I hear people talking about, well, how are you being an individual if you dress like everybody else? That's almost a contradiction of terms. And I'm listening to your songs, and it has some, more than a message in it. There is a way that you can really follow it if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to open up and adhere to that that's there. How do you reach the youth with that in mind, and with that said?
Right. Reaching the youth is, I guess, you don't want to come, well, me personally, you know, when I reach the youth or attempt to reach the youth, it's done in a way where I touch bases with them first. And I think oftentimes one of the big mistakes that, you know, we do, we're trying to reach the youth is, you know, we criticize, talk at them. Never really sit down, have a one-on-one, you know, well, you know, what are you dealing with? What's on your mind? What's your opinion? You know, and I think it starts there. You got to touch bases with the youth first, and then, you know,
establishing a communication with
dialogue,
as opposed to telling them what not to do. Say, hey, well, what is it that, you know? I guess, how do you function when everything you hear is don't do this, don't do that, don't have sex, don't use drugs, don't be on the corner, don't do this, don't play this game, don't do that. Man, is there some stuff that you can show me that I can do?
Right, what can I do? Exactly, exactly.
And it gets a little confusing, and I can imagine from a youthful perspective that it gets a little out of sorts, and to the point where they get frustrated and say, I don't care, so I'm going to rebel towards anything and everything. You know, I've worked with a lot of folks in the youth area, both from the female and the mother, and I don't like the term baby mama or baby daddy. To me, that's derogatory. I'd rather use the N-word. How about that? Because that's even more derogatory. There's no such thing. We're both parents.
Right, right.
And we, you know, and if you keep it up, you're going to make the kid hate us both. You said that earlier.
Hence to still be friends.
Hello.
That's it.
You know, so stop making excuses or using that as a way to go do something that you're not going to be satisfied or happy with. But you know, on the other flip side of that, if you keep pushing it, maybe you need to learn something else. And I tell youth a lot. I mean, don't get it all twisted. County jail and prison are two different places.
That's right.
You know, don't be so proud of yourself because you made it through the county jail system. Have you been to prison? Well, not exactly. I didn't ask you that. Have you been to prison? Yes or no? Whole different thing. So all that walking around with your shoes untied and your pants down behind you can't do that in prison. Get it twisted. So when you start talking about the options that you have and the choices that you make, are you satisfied with them as such? Are you proud to say I'm going down to the green wall?
We ain't never been in prison.
Yeah, well, you know, you're something
Green
like it's
monster,
more than
right.
that.
Exactly.
You know, and here's where the real imprisonment is, in your head.
There you go.
That's right.
So you can't blame no white folks, you can't blame no black folks, and I tell people, and I heard this the other day in another conversation, Ku Klux Klan, who are they? If you want to talk about racism, we're more racist with our own folks in the neighborhood than white folks could ever be. Don't get it all messed up. And I'm not here for that political agenda, and I'm not sitting here, but if you want to talk about where we begin, it's our thinking. And so if we're going to talk to the youth, yeah, you're absolutely right. Don't talk to them, talk with them.
There you go. Touch bases.
Ask them. You might want to ask somebody something. Well, what would you like to do? If you had a choice and a magic wand, how would you use it? Where would you put yourself? Would you do what Dorothy did and click their heels and end up in, where did she go? Missouri, Kansas? Oh, yeah, okay. One of those places.
Right, right.
Well, so here we are with the robots and the magic wands. We got Mike over here who pushes and navigates all those buttons.
Our boss.
There you go. And then we got VT over here who has another understanding with these folks in the youth in the ministry. I like to think of your stuff, and this is a supreme company.